You are listening to INTERFORM Podcast with Ro on the radio. You're going to want to hear this.
Welcome to INTERFORM Podcast. It's me, your girl, Ro on the radio. I have got all my guests are special. I say this with everybody, so I feel like people don't feel special because I say it about everybody. But Jasper Logan raps. Yeah. Jasper Logan acts. Mm-hmm. Jasper Logan just got a haircut.
I did.
And he looks sharp.
Thank you. I look sharp. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. We were talking before, and I said, I can't say you look good. I can just say you look sharp.
Why do you feel like you can't say I look good?
There's so many reasons. There's a professional reason, so I can't because this is my job, so I can't just be on the job
That guy looks good.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Why?
It's uncomfortable.
I feel like there's a world where you can be professional and deliver that compliment.
And another reason is I feel like guys take compliments to the absolute abyss. And so it's
wait.
I mean, I don't know. We know each other, but we don't really know each other. But
what do you mean we take it to the...
You do. We can't say, oh, you know what? You look really nice today.
Without me thinking that,
without you thinking yep, she wants me. So I keep my compliments very selective. And so I say, you just got a haircut and you look
good.
Sharp.
Emphasis on the sharp.
Sharp. You look sharp. I will not say anything.
I can tell you, I can't speak for all guys.
Yeah.
But I can speak for myself and say that, if you say I look good, I will take that as a compliment, and that will just be that.
Are you sure?
100% sure. Yeah.
Because you could say that, but that doesn't mean that's actually gonna happen.
Because
I can say, I'm gonna tell you right now, if a guy gives me a compliment, I'm taking it to the.
You take it.
If a guy I don't know,
any kind of compliment, if I say I like your jacket.
No, I won't take that to the abyss.
You won't take that.
No.
I like your hair.
No, I won't take that one either.
Why not?
No, not to the abyss. If Dan was he was if he said, you look really pretty today, I'd be like, oh my gosh, Dan wants me.
But if I said you look really pretty today,
I'd be like, well, Jasper probably wants my number now. So now I have to watch, things and.
Now you gotta.
Because I don't really get compliments that often. So when they happen, I'm definitely taking it to the abyss.
Me either. I don't get compliments that often either.
But you're not taking it to the abyss, or you?
But I'm not. Nah. So I don't. Maybe it's the opposite for me. Maybe because I don't. I just they just I let it pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep on passing me by. The far side. Let's talk about your rap journey. I want to know when you decided you wanted to pursue rapping. Do you want to pursue it as a career, or do you want to pursue it as a creative outlet, a hobby? What made you decide to go that route?
Yeah, so I think early on it was definitely a career. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So but I think
early, how early? 6?
12. So 12 was 12
okay.
was the age where I realized that this is something I want to do.
Really?
So yeah, before it was I had seen it. Mm-hmm. I grew up in I'm from Chicago.
The Shy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I grew up in hip hop culture. You know what I mean? Black culture, a lot of those things are interchangeable. And also I grew up in the church too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so
so rap might be a no-no unless
it was a no-no.
Unless you are Lecrae.
Exactly. which 12 years old is when I discovered that Lecrae existed.
Okay.
And I was like, wait a minute, you can do this and this? And so and funny story, it happened at church when a good friend of mine, so actually my god brother's, I guess it's his nephew. My god brother's nephew, his dad, they had just started coming to the church, and his dad just got saved and stuff, and he used to rap. And him and his son did a rap together at church, and I was like,
A father-son rap?
A father-son rap.
So cute.
It was, it was That's funny. It was cute. And I was just like blown away. Like, wait, you can do this here? And like the church like was responding like, it wasn't like how my mom normally responds to like, if I would have put on a Jay-Z CD or like.
Did you have to buy the clean version? Because I did.
I couldn't buy anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I had to like so how I listened before was that like my sister, I had an older sister who just like didn't care, She
didn't like rap music, or
she didn't care about my parents' rules for not having, certain music in the house.
She was a cool sister.
She was, yeah. And so she would just go to school and get like tons of like, this is back when like people was burning CDs,
Yeah, and you don't have to tell me, I'm older than you, but like,
I
know when that was, yeah.
So she had a burnt CD of like, weirdly an Eminem and Jay-Z like burnt, like they're
Renegade?
like, yeah, it had Renegade on it. It was like this like weird like culmination of like that like culminated to Renegade. It was like Jay-Z songs from like The Blueprint and Eminem songs from whatever Eminem album that was. It had to have been like maybe Marshall Mathers. And it was weird. I was like, okay, like I've heard of these guys, but I'd never listened to an album before because I couldn't. And and so like hearing that, like I used to go in there and like steal that CD and just like replay it on repeat.
Listen to the flows. I mean, out of all the people to listen to, I'm not like a huge Eminem fan, but I respect that he is an amazing lyricist. Yeah. Right? Like I'm not gonna download Eminem's music, but I think he's amazing. Does that make sense?
It does, of course.
And those two together, for you to learn from them, those are good people to learn from. So you didn't learn from like Chameleonaire.
No.
No shade.
Yeah, no shade.
No shade. I'm just saying.
There's a lot to learn from Chameleonaire.
Yeah,
definitely. There is. Like, Chameleonaire was super successful, and he's super successful now. It's like, stop!
You
don't
see
make
my
that
face?
Yeah, I see that. That's.
I'm a girl, so I'm going off.
I can see. Yeah, I can see
appearance.
I can see both sides.
He's a different looking dude. He looks different.
You wouldn't say he looks good in a haircut.
Not at all. I would not say that at all.
That's funny. No, but yeah, like those two guys, like they definitely like taught me different things. So like, I mean, when I listened to Jay-Z, it was like the technical like aspect of like rapping, which is funny. Like people might say like Eminem is more technical than Jay-Z, but to me, Jay was more technical. And in Eminem, like I just like I got the like the
storytelling,
and the ability to like tap into your emotions, to like fully give yourself over to your emotions, which is something that Jay-Z didn't do. He doesn't do, right. But he does do it in his own way.
Okay.
Which I think which is why like he's been successful this long, because like he does it in his own way, but not in a way as like.
The only way I heard his emotions was on song "Cry."
I was gonna say that's a good example.
The hypocrisy of him cheating on a girl and then getting mad when
see, that's how he does it. That's how he does it. And so he does it in a weird way to where like he'll take his emotions and put them in these songs, and like you don't and like talk about the fact that he's like doing that.
Correct.
And so, like, that happens all the time to where, like, whether it's, like, relationships or whether it's him processing, like, the highs and lows of, like, fame and, like, how it affects him, like, emotionally, or, like, how, like, drug dealing affected him, et cetera, et cetera. Like, he talks about these emotions, but, like, he talks about it in a way where he's not emotional,
Correct. He keeps it very masculine. I think when he first started, the toxic masculinity in hip-hop was still very prevalent.
100%.
So it wasn't really acceptable for you to be emotional, especially not as a hip hop artist. So he did it in a way that men could still relate to the emotions, but not, like you said, not showing it. And then like certain rappers are more of like they use metaphors. Like I'll say like Lloyd Banks is really good at metaphors. Ludacris was pretty good at metaphors.
Yeah.
And I think Ludacris was good at his alliteration.
100%.
Like his voice.
Yep.
And the way he pronounced certain words.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because he was in radio. Because he
That
was
makes
in radio
sense.
before.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who else did you learn from?
So besides those two,
Yeah.
Kanye West is like the biggest.
Because you're in Chicago, or because
Both.
Kanye is good?
Both. So like Kanye
As a producer?
producing and like and because I was in Chicago. So like Kanye was like the closest thing to like me seeing mainstream hip hop like in my back door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like there was one like when Kanye first started to come out like and become like big, like
become a rapper big, because you know he was making producing beats for
become a rapper big.
Okay.
So like when he was like this was like right after the College Dropout had came out, and he had came back to Chicago and he went to this mall called River Oaks, which is the mall that like
everybody goes to.
Man, like. There's tons of malls in Chicago, but this is like one of the ones that like I would go to, like you know what I mean. And I'm like, yo, and I'm watching him like do his like MTV, like this was like when MTV had like I don't know what they had. It was like
kind of documentary.
Yeah, like documentary sort of thing. And I'm watching the MTV follow him around River Oaks Mall that like I've been to, that like I shop at. You know what I mean? Like that was the first time it was like, oh wow, like this is like. One, this is like attainable.
Okay.
Like now, because like I can see it in front of like in my back door, right? And then like the music is like what influenced me. So like the content and the music too was very like relatable to me because like I said, like I grew up in a church.
Yeah.
And I too was trying to find this balance between like, you know, how do you say it? Like vanity and humanity, right?
Ooh.
And so like the idea of like how do I balance like me wanting all the things that like you want as a black kid on the south side of Chicago, like which is like really what all the drug dealers want. You know what I mean? Like I told Bang the story the other day, like because he asked me if I had like a dream car, and like I can remember specifically a moment when like my when my brother had like started like selling drugs, and he pulled up
and he's older.
He's older, yeah. He came over and he came back over and like he had this like all blacked out Escalade, like
Escalades was a thing.
Back when like there was a thing.
On 22s.
And I'm just like, and I'm like, wow, like you know what I mean? Like that's you know, and so like I like, but I also had this like, you know, like I grew up in the church and like I still had those like humanity aspects where like I want to help the world, like I want to help like people that look like me. I see the circumstances we're in, like as like people of color, and like I want to like push that in a better direction. And you know, also in like you tie things of like religion in there and God in there, and like I want those things too. But like at a glance, like it seems that it's like, you know, opposed. And so like Kanye was like the first person to talk about that from like
we all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it.
Yeah, like he was like the first person to talk about it from like a normal standpoint. Like Jay-Z and like them was like they was talking about it from like
from jump.
From like a drug dealing standpoint. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not all the way there. Like I'm not gonna do that, you know? But like Kanye was the first person to talk about it from like, yo, like I wanna be this and I wanna be this. And that's hard and I don't know how to do it.
And he was different. I mean, he went to college. That was one
Facts.
of the things that set
artistic.
him apart.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was super artistic, and like, and that was that's one of the main things that like stick with me too is like the production level of like the College Dropout just like changed my life, and like the way I heard music, and like the ability to like create like at that point it wasn't just like rappers like rapping over beats. You know what I mean? Like it was like songs. You know? Like it wasn't just like these
Kanye was good at storytelling too.
It wasn't just these 4-bar loops that like people are rapping on. Like he's like he has this 4-bar loops and he's bringing these like instruments, these beautiful instruments playing over it. That's culminating to these like, you know, amazing crescendos and
iconic samples.
Iconic samples that he's like putting like tons of instruments on top of and like all of it, like doing all these crazy stuff. Like, and so for me, it was like, wow, like that's like the standard. You know what I mean? For sure.
I think because he can do both, right? Yeah. So he can rap and he can produce music. Like I was introduced to Kanye when he was producing beats for Jay-Z and Dipset, like when he did Oh Boy, or when he did a couple other songs that you can just tell it's a Kanye beat by the drums. You can tell it's a Kanye beat by the sample. And then when he branched out and started actually rapping, I think it was on stage that I saw it. It was on MTV. I was glued to MTV. And they put the Rockaware or the rock chain on him, and he announced it and everything. It was his mouth was still wired shut, I believe, at that point, because remember he got in an accident. And to me, I just think that's, even though Kanye can be a little misunderstood, just lately. I mean, just in the past couple of years. But I still think he's a genius, and I still think that, to me, that's a standard as well. Like, if a guy can rap, it's like, okay, like that. Everybody thinks they can rap.
Right, like you could throw a stone and hit a rapper.
Yeah, I could rap. No, I really can't. Don't ask me to spit no bars if you see me. But the fact that he knew how to produce music and knew how to rap, to me, is as a standard. Because if he decided to just stop rapping, he can still produce for the top artists. If he decided to stop producing, he can still rap.
And see, that's the thing. Like the idea of like, and it's like his production style isn't just like making beats.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like creating.
Not a beat machine.
Yeah.
It's just create. Yeah.
It's like creating like beautiful moments and like songs. Like me and Bang and like other people that I make music with out here. Like we have this conversation. Like, you know, I have this song called Summertime. And in summertime.
I heard it.
Yeah. And in summertime, there's like 3 really good moments in there. You know what I mean? Like there's moments where like, you know, the piano comes in out of nowhere, where the girl singing comes in out of nowhere and like the vocals mesh well together. Then where the beat drops out and it like takes you on this like little like summer like
journey.
Yeah, like stuff like that. There's like that. But then, you know, like if I wanted to compare that to a Kanye song, say compared to like, you know, Devil in a New Dress.
Is that your favorite Kanye song?
It's probably one of my like top 2.
Song or beat?
Both.
Oh, well, I have.
You got different.
One.
What's that?
My favorite Kanye beat and song is Flashing Lights. And video. And video.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Because I feel like the Flashing Lights video is slept on a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's, I would like to say it's a metaphor, even though it is pretty, it's kind of realistic, you know what I mean? But I just feel like it's a metaphor for letting go of the past and moving forward and maybe burning a bridge that needed to be burned.
That's real.
Because she burns her clothes, like she burns the car, and she, you know, basically attacks him with a shovel. I mean, it's a little extreme to see, you know what I mean? But with the words of the song and the production of the song, like I will never stop listening to that song, and that song will be permanently on my Spotify playlist until I'm dead. That's right.
And see, the like thing about that is like if you would have said like there's like 40 Kanye songs that you could have said that exact same thing about.
Really?
And I would have been like, yeah, you're right. Like that makes sense.
You don't like that song?
No, I love that song.
Okay.
No, I'm saying like you're
don't
just
make me kick you out.
No. I'm saying like this guy is so good that like he's got a ton of songs that anybody could say that about.
Yeah. And
like they would be justified in saying that.
I do like Go by Common.
Ah, okay.
Because I like John Mayer. I like John Mayer is singing Go on that song.
Is he really?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Come on, get with it. I'm going to school you, though.
Wow.
I'm going to school
you.
I had no
idea. You put me on.
Yeah.
I like
love
John
that
Mayer,
song.
too.
Mm-hmm.
His album, what's the name of that album? Is
it the one with Daughters? Are you talking about John Mayer or are you talking about?
No. It's the one with, It's not even like a go-to like John Mayer album, but it reminds me of a specific point in time in college that like I fell in love with it. But it's the one with the song "Assassin" on there, and
okay, I'm sleeping on that one.
I'm blanking on this album, but I love that.
Well,
album.
I love Daughters. Daughters is my favorite.
Okay, that makes sense. That's like the main
song.
like everyone like. If you listen, like if
you listen to the words, like it makes so much sense, and it hits me a little bit. It hits me, soul wise. It's like I like listening to it, but sometimes I don't want to listen to it because it's too accurate. So I'm like, turn this off. It's a little trigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you feel about the white soul?
The white soul. You mean like
white soul music, like like John Mayer, like.
Okay.
Like Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
I'll throw Adele in there.
Adele is definitely in there. I like it. I like it when it's natural and not forced. I feel like who would I say is a forced?
Yeah, I was gonna say who would you say is forced?
Post Malone. He was a little forced.
He's a little forced
before he came out with White Iverson.
Yeah, I could see that.
Was like a folk singer.
Yeah.
And then complete change. He's got braids, and then he's got like
Well,
I don't know, but he's doing very well,
and
I give him his kudos. I feel like it's a little forced.
It's a little
just
forced.
A little bit. I could be wrong, but that is my personal opinion.
Nah,
how you feel? We're gonna put you on the spot. Since you put me on the spot,
you did well. Hey, you navigated. You're not gonna get canceled. You navigated it so well.
I mean,
nah, I probably lean more towards how you say it, like when it feels forced, it's too much.
But Adele feels super.
It doesn't natural,
yeah.
But like Adele, Yebba, I would put Yebba in there.
I have never. Ooh, you're putting me on.
You would like Yebba.
You're putting me on.
She's good. Her voice is amazing. Like,
yeah.
She's kind of got like an Adele type voice, but like I feel like she may be able to do a little more like vocally than Adele can do.
I feel like Iggy Azalea is a little forced. She's not singing.
She's not singing.
Rapping.
She's rapping.
I think it's a little forced. It's a little.
That's interesting. Yeah, I can see that.
She does have a baby by Playboy Cardi.
Does that mean? Does that mean
that is all I'm gonna say. I feel like that's all I need to say, and everybody knows what I'm.
For sure. Okay.
So you trying to tell me Iggy it's not forced?
No,
I feel like it's natural.
Nah. Okay. It's funny. Like I feel like we can tell when something is forced and when it's natural. Like
correct.
You know what I mean? Like we don't like. I feel like as a community, we never have felt like Eminem was forced.
Never. I never felt like he was forced.
But like there are moments where like I'm trying to think of who else was forced. Who else?
I feel like once you start getting braids,
then it's forced. If you're white, get braids.
You're forcing something a little bit. You're making two puzzle pieces fit that don't really fit. Well, back in my day, I know I hate saying this because like you're a child.
I'm not.
You are a child.
Okay.
So back in my day, John B was like
John B. Come on.
It wasn't forced with him, and he.
I feel like
that was the first concert I ever went to.
I feel like a lot of people didn't know John B was white.
Yeah,
I thought
he was mixed.
I feel like that's a consensus. Like people would be like later, like wait a minute.
I was like, he's just light skinned. Like he's mixed. He's not really white. But that I loved John B. Cool Relax. He did a song with Tupac.
Did he really?
Yeah, it's called Are You Still Down?
I just know that one song. You are putting me on. What's that one song that was super popular?
Don't listen to what people
say. Yeah. That
they don't know about. Y'all know I can sing.
That joint is fire.
But it didn't feel forced with him. Facts. That was the first concert I went to. It was John B. and Jagged Edge.
Oh wow.
In Chattanooga, and when it was me and my best friend.
Chattanooga?
I'm from Tennessee.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Tennessee, you're the only 10 I see.
Wow. That line gets you every time, huh?
It does. It gets me annoyed every day. But me and my best friend went, and then when John B came out, everybody started screaming, And he had this trench coat on and this like fedora cap.
Yeah.
And so he takes off the trench coat and he only has this like little wife beater on. And we were like, he's so small. Oh. He was a small little man. Like just, we were just really, I don't know. We were disappointed. I'm having flashbacks right now.
You were expecting like 50 Cent heyday, but
I was expecting, because when the wife beater is baggy on you, that means you are a tiny person.
Was it a I think that was a style back then though.
Not a baggy one.
Not a baggy joint.
Yeah.
Baggy was in back then.
It was in, but not for wife beaters. They're in for jeans.
No,
they're in for starter jackets. And you remember? You don't. You're too young.
I do remember.
You don't. You weren't even alive.
I was alive.
You weren't alive.
I was alive in the 90s.
Yeah, you were born, maybe. How old are you? Let's just get it out. Let's get it out.
I was born in 1990.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh. Stop.
I was born 8 years prior.
Okay. That's not old.
It's definitely old. I will be 40 June 30th.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Have you heard that Jay-Z song, 30's the New 20s?
I have, and that is incorrect. 30 is not the new 20. Yeah. I did hear Lloyd Banks say you can make a 40-year-old feel like a young lady. And that kind of bothered me because, I don't know. When I heard it then, I was like, 40's old, because I was like, 20 years ago.
I think at every age, you think that an age older is
older.
Is old. I can remember being in like
settled.
I can remember being in like elementary school thinking that like high school students were like so old.
Same. And like 20-year-olds were I'm spitting
everywhere. Man.
And 20-year-olds are super old.
Yeah, and it's like that's so young. Like you're still a baby, like at that.
Like 20? Yeah.
Like you're still young. Like you still got...
For sure. Wait, so are you 30 and flirty?
I'm 30, yeah.
30 and flirty?
What? I mean, I don't know if I'm flirty, but I am 30.
Well, it just rhymes.
Okay.
It sounds good.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking of flirty, I want to ask you, not flirting for me, but who is I like to talk about celebrity crushes. You tell a lot about a person when you figure out who their celebrity crush is. Who is your celebrity crush?
Who was or who is?
We'll go with was first, and then we'll go with is.
What does was depend on? Like
when you were 13, right?
Oh, when I was like a cat, like 13?
Yeah, like a young kiddo,
man. Like
buckaroo, whippersnapper.
Young? Mm-hmm. Celebrity crush? Definitely. These women are like way older than me. Like Nia Long.
Okay.
Ashley from Fresh Prince. Like
that's a good one.
Yeah, come on. Like,
Ashley? She's adorable.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. She's still pretty.
She's still pretty.
Yeah.
Like still beautiful.
Those are good ones.
Yeah. And then
they're kind of similar.
They are kind of similar.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Like borderline not black. You know what I mean? Because like Tatiana Ali is like.
You're saying Nia Long isn't black?
She is, but like she borders.
Nia Long is like she's like when you think of like black women, like
no,
you don't think of Nia Long.
When I think black women in my brain, I'm thinking of like Aretha Franklin.
You thinking of Aretha Franklin?
Yeah. Or who else am I? Like I'm thinking about like super
black. Like,
super black. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can see that.
Okay. All right. Who else?
So I mean, what's the name too? Stacey Dash, but no.
Oh yeah.
She was gorgeous. She was
okay. So what about now? Because we gotta wrap it up. We've been chatting.
Dang, we've been chatting.
I know. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Good. Podcasts are meant to be like 2 hours long. You know that, right?
Well, I don't want them to be because I have a life and I don't want to.
No, that's real. That's real.
Some people can't stop their lives to listen to 2-hour podcasts. I mean, you can if you're 30, but not like if you grown like me with a kid, with a whole kid. Like, you got a life. But go ahead.
Let's see who else. Issa Rae.
Really? So that's a new one.
That's yeah, but she's married now. Like,
oh, she's off the.
Yeah, so like, but like her, so like,
because if she wasn't married, you would have got with her. Like,
yeah, there's a few women that like I'm saving myself for in case I get famous. You know what I mean? That it's like, all right, now I can play in this ballpark. You know?
Okay.
So like Issa Rae, but she's excluded herself.
Yeah, she can get divorced. Divorce rates are high. So I'm gonna say mine, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Mine from the time I was 14 and still now is Method Man, and all I can say is
you watch Power.
I would like to spend time with him. That's all I can say.
You watch Power?
Yes. And Lenny Kravitz, since I was like 14 to now, I would like to spend a significant amount of time with him. And Jason. Because we got to keep it PG. And Jason Momoa, I would like to spend quality time with him as well.
You can't spend time with Jason Momoa and Lenny Kravitz.
Well, I mean, there has to be a backup plan just in case one doesn't work out. But, all right. That was INTERFORM Podcast. We got to continue this another time.
Yeah.
I'm your girl, Ro on the radio, Jasper Logan. Tell them where you can be reached. On Instagram, Jasper Logan Raps.
Jasper Logan Raps. You can just Google Jasper Logan and I'll come up. So. Yeah.
Oh, you got it like that.
A little bit for right now. There's like this guy this white guy who's running for senator. Who, like he's been coming up more and more.
But they won't confuse.
Yeah, I'm the black one. So
the black one.
Yeah,
you can follow me on Instagram. It's RL_on-the-radio, all one word. Make sure you check us out on Instagram as well, interform.art, and our website, interform.art. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You are listening to INTERFORM Podcast with Ro on the radio. You're going to want to hear this.